Hello students, good morning to all of you. And now, today I am going to take the class of the class 10th history, the first lesson, the rise of nationalism in Europe. I hope that you all of must the books in front of you and you have to open your books. And now we are going to study about the nationalism, rise of nationalism in Europe. As this chapter is going to start, in the beginning you will see a picture that is given in the opening lesson. Artist has tried to give you the complete sense and feelings of the people of at that time, what they are thinking, what they were thinking about the freedom. In 1848, Frédéric Soury, a French artist, he has prepared a series of 4 prints visualizing his dream of a world made up of democratic and social republics, as he called them. Soury has called them the democratic and social republics. This was his dream, and the world what he has created, this was the world of his own thinking. In the figure 1, when you will open your book, on the top of the page, this is given here. The series shows the first series, the first print of the series. This shows the peoples of Europe and America, men and women of all ages and classes, marching in a long train and offering homage to the Statue of Liberty as they pass by it. You will see that there is a statue, and that statue is the Statue of Liberty, and all the men and women of America and Europe, they were going in a queue, in a long queue, and they are coming towards the statue, in front of the statue. As you would recall, artists of the time of a French Revolution personified liberty as a female figure. Here you can recognize the torch of enlightenment she bears in one hand and the charter of the rights of man in the other. At the time of French Revolution, the liberty was assumed as the female figure. And this female figure in this series of printings, you will see that this figure has hold the enlightenment torch in its one hand, and in other hand she holds the charter of the rights of the man. It means this was the imagination of the artist, that liberty is a female figure. All the men and women of our classes and races, they are coming in front of the liberty, and this was the only imagination of the artist, and he called this world as the democratic and social republics. On the earth, in the foreground of the image, lies the shattered remains of symbols of absolutism institutions. And you will see in front of the statue, you will see the signs and the symbols of the absolutism. It means the kingdoms who were ruled over them, the sign of the kings and emperors of the time. It means these kingdoms and these kings were scattered, they were declined, and now the new era is going to take place in the world, and that was the liberty, that was the freedom of the people. Where these people were there, they were doing the rule with the cruelty and with their own selfishness, and these things were scattered everywhere. You will see the sign of their swords, their crown, and their flags, their symbols of their kingdom. You will see these things scattering everywhere in front of this statue. In Suri's utopian vision, the people of the world are grouped as distinct nations identified through their flags and national costume. When the people are coming of the all nations, when they are coming in front of the Statue of the Liberty, they are coming with their own nation's flag, and all the nationals, they are in their own costume, in their traditional costume they wear. Just like Americans are there, they wear in own traditional costume and they are wearing the flag. England and all the European countries, they are coming just like this. They were wearing their own dresses and they are carrying their own flags of their nations. Leading the procession way past the Statue of Liberty are the United States and Switzerland, which by this time were already nation states. Nation states were there. It means